Okay, so this is the second passage from the test that I am making. Thank you to all of you who gave me feedback on the first passage. I think it was slightly difficult. Most of you reported lower marks than you usually got. So I'll probably change it a little bit, make it slightly easier, but it still was a very valuable exercise, I think. You should view these readings of mine at this stage as learning readings rather than testing readings. I'm trying to incorporate all of the principles that I've taught you over all the other videos, and it's very important for you to understand the difference between learning and testing. Some readings you must do for learning, and those readings, don't worry too much about time and about your score. It's about what do you learn, how do you improve. And then some readings you just do because you want to get a score. So the second passage as well, this is about learning. I've incorporated a lot of the principles, especially for matching headings, that you will see in other tests. I think this one is also pretty difficult. Please report your scores to me. I think the scores are going to be low because I've tried to make a lot of tricks that IELTS usually puts in. So let's see how we go. Right, so we've got a matching headings. We're about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a summary, and then one of these very difficult choose two answers. So usually I tell you do the summary first, and yes, that's fine, you can, it's not a problem. It's 4 marks, and if you can find that paragraph or paragraphs, these 2 paragraphs pretty quickly, then go for it, yes. But I prefer to do matching headings first. So yes, usually when you get a summary, do the summary first, except if the summary is with a matching headings, then I would advise you do the matching headings first, because it will help you to find where this is and where this is. So what I would actually do first is just look at the title, highlight that. You're looking for how it harms marine life, maybe even harms. And then I would also read this and highlight characteristics of plastics. So now just keep those 2 things in your head. When you do the matching headings, maybe you will remember, that's over there, that's for the summary, that's for that. Great, then we go back and we do the matching headings. So we're following my 3-phase strategy. We're going to look at the first lines of each paragraph, see if there's some easy ones that we can knock out. Of course, the first thing that you're going to do is draw a line through that. Paragraph A, they've already done for us. Then we're going to look at first lines of these. Let's look. The amount of debris, I hope you know what debris it means. It means rubbish. In the Great Pacific Garbage Patch accumulates because much of it is not biodegradable. Difficulties faced solving the problem. Why plastic? I'm looking for biodegradable, basically. Garbage highway, no. Source of the debris, where does it come from? No. Solutions, no. Where it comes from North America, Asia, no. Threat, no. Composition means what is it made of? So, no, nothing there in the first line. About 80% of the debris in the patch comes from land-based activities in North America and Asia. So immediately I remember I saw that most of the trash from North America and Asia. So, yes, it fits. But be careful. One thing I want you to start really practicing with matching headings is that you don't just jump in and say, yes, look, keywords, that's the answer immediately. I would put something like 6 ? And then just check the other headings. Difficulties faced? No. Let's just check it again. About 80% comes from North America and Asia. Why it's the main culprit? No. A garbage highway? No. Source of the debris? Yes, maybe. This is where does it come from? Potential solutions? No. Threat? What is it made of? No. So now what we have is 2 potential solutions. And this often happens, is there are 2 headings that fit, but one fits better than the other. So now I would do something like that. Now, you can either carry on, we're still only looking at the first sentences, but now I would actually dive in, go into sort of phase 2, where you're going to skim through the paragraph. Let's solve this one, because we've narrowed it down to 2. So what's this paragraph about? North America, Asia takes 6 years. Japan and other Asian countries takes half a year. The remaining 20% comes from boats rigs and ships. Most of this is fishing nets and what it is. But now we see that here they're saying it comes from North America and Asia. I see comes from over there. Here we're talking about time, how long it times, and then again we see where it comes from, and we have other countries mentioned. So now, is this really the topic? Is the whole paragraph about North America and Asia? No, we've got other countries. And then the remaining 20% again comes from, and all of these other sources of the trash. So this paragraph is actually, generally speaking, about where all of the trash comes from, all the different places. It's not only about this one. So our answer is definitely that one. It's not only about North America and Asia. And that's an important technique for you to learn with matching headings. Check the other answers. Maybe you get 2 possibilities. Put them down with a question mark. You can come back to it later, or you can dive in straight away and do it, and choose the answer that fits best. Yes, this answer kind of fits, but that's not the whole paragraph. This one is better for the whole paragraph. Right. So we will delete 6. We used phase 2 there to get that one. And that's a good trick. You jump between phase 1 and phase 2, maybe even phase 3 sometimes. All right, many types of trash enter the ocean. Plastics make up the majority of marine debris for 2 reasons. Now again, I want to dive into phase 2 immediately because I love this kind of language, because IELTS loves this kind of language. When I see this, I want to find first and I want to find second. So we can immediately see from the structure of the whole paragraph that the whole paragraph is really about these 2 reasons. So I want to remind you of this document that I introduced in the matching headings videos. We've got our phase 1 where we're checking the first sentences, and phase 2 is where we're skimming, and often these things help us with skimming. And I've said to you before, the 2 most important and useful strategies in the skimming are these 2. Does the linking or structural language give us the structure of the paragraph, which then helps us see what the topic of the paragraph is, and the repetition. As we saw in this one, repetition comes from, this is from, comes from again. Repetition helped us there. This one, the structure, this point helps us. So we've gone into phase 2 just because I saw that. So I said, okay, I'm going into phase 2. I see structure. So this paragraph is about the reasons why plastics make up the majority. The reasons why plastics are the biggest problem. Let's go and look. Difficulties faced? No. Why plastic is the main culprit? Yes. I didn't put reasons in. I didn't want to make that too easy. And then I deliberately put a difficult word over here. So I've turned it also into a vocabulary question. Culprit is the thing or the person that does something wrong, that does something bad. So this is reasons why plastic is the main cause of the problem. So we'll have to go put a question mark. Garbage highway, no. It might be a good idea to quickly go and read. So we've got the reasons. First reason is the plastics durability, low cost, malleability means that it's being used more and more. Second, plastics are not biodegradable. This is all about breaking down plastics, how much plastic, where does it come from, plastic bags, plastic. So this is all about plastic and nothing else here about plastic. So I'm pretty confident we've gone into phase 2. We can use that one. Great, let's move on. Section E. Marine debris. Marine, you must know this important adjective. It means an adjective about the ocean, something about the ocean or the sea. Debris is rubbish, so ocean rubbish can be very harmful to marine life. I think I remember seeing it. Difficulties faced? No. Garbage highway? No. Potential solutions? No. Actually, this one I'm going to delete because I'm quite confident that that was just a distractor. Marine food webs? Maybe. Oceanic wildlife? Yes. Composition of the patch? What is it made of? No. That one, I just made it because there've got to be a couple of easy ones. That one was straight from the first sentence. You can just go on and check. It's always a good idea For example, turtles, jellyfish, albatrosses is birds, seals is seal, mammals. So this is all about animals, about wildlife. So the paragraph stays true to the first sentence. It's about marine life. That was one of the easy ones. That was just one of the phase 1 questions. So number 8. Great, let's look at F. Marine debris, same thing again, can also. So we're actually just continuing from this paragraph. These two paragraphs are connected. Disturb, marine food webs in the North Pacific subtropical gyre. This was just, it's the same thing. It's also about this patch. It's just another word for saying it. So don't get distracted by that. The important thing that you had to notice here is that we're talking about marine food webs. That's the heart of the sentence. There you see they also call it, it's also known as the gyre. Right, food webs. No. And yes, once again, an easy one, a phase 1 question, composition of the patch. No. You can check through the paragraph if you want, but really probably not necessary. 7. Right, on to G. No nation, because of it so far, no nation will take any responsibility or provide funding. So the thing I want you to notice here is this point over here. Very often when matching headings, we can see, does it have a positive or a negative feeling? So this is obviously a negative feeling. No one will take responsibility. Difficulties, yes, that's negative. Highway, no. Solutions, no, that's positive. Composition, what is it made of? No. So we could probably go straight there. What are the difficulties faced in solving the problem? It's the only negative heading that's left. You could go and skim a bit more. Look at the linking language. The linking and structural language often points you to some extra points. So we can go into phase 2 here just to check. So we've got 1 point over here. No nation will take responsibility. In addition, cleaning it up is not as easy as it sounds. Why? Why is it not easy as it sounds? So it would take 67 ships 1 year. So this is about problems and how difficult it is. Not so bad. Difficulties faced in solving the problem. Last one. Scientists and explorers agree that limiting or eliminating plastics, increasing biodegradable resources will be the best way to clean up the patch. We can get it straight from the first thing. It's a positive. Using social media, another positive. It's potential solutions. Of course, no, yes, no. So at this stage, it starts getting pretty easy if you've done the first bits correctly. And that's one thing to notice with matching headings. The first few, whichever ones you do, you can spend more time on them, and then because you will then, if you get them correct, it will get easier and easier, and then you will spend less time on the later ones. And then the last one, just some detailed reading, but we actually don't need it. Is it a garbage highway? Or is it composition of the patch? Detailed reading will show you that it's got plastics, made of plastic. Composition is what is it made of. Larger items such as fishing gear and shoes, and the rest of it's just that it sinks to the bottom. So that could have been a bit more tricky, because here they also mention what it's made of. That's why it was important to try and delete this one first. If you had deleted it, then you wouldn't have had that problem. This is made, basically this is the most important language in that paragraph. What is it made of? What is the composition of it? I think maybe that one was a little bit tricky and a bit unclear. I might fix it. Let me know if you think I should fix that question, or at least fix the paragraph to make it a bit more clear. Anyway, B is 9. Great, then we can go to our summary. Harms marine life, we know where that is. That's over here, harmful to marine life. And we see that the summary is 2 paragraphs. So just go and check and scan, see if you can find that. It should be in paragraph F. And yes, we see it over there. So we're sure that it comes from these 2 paragraphs. Now, what do they say? Turtles think the something are food. What does that tell you? Very important, please. that means that this is a plural noun, not an uncountable, not a single. And try to eat them, again, shows us that this is a plural noun. So turtles think what is food? The turtles mistake the bags for jellyfish, their favorite food. I did this deliberately. I think many of you are going to choose jellyfish. That is a plural noun. It's an irregular plural noun. But they mistake the bags for jellyfish. That means they think the bags are jellyfish, and so they try and eat the bags, the plastic bags. So plastic bags is our answer, not jellyfish. Albatrosses, this is a kind of bird, but you don't need to know that. Think that the resin pellets are fish eggs. We don't need nothing there. Mammals such as get caught in plastic nets and drown. I've seen them do this construction. When they say seals and other mammals, then they do mammals, for example, and quite straightforward, your answer is seals. Students ask me, there's a capital letter there, but this is in the middle of a sentence, so do we use the capital letter? Of course not. It's the only time when you don't copy your answer exactly as it is in the text, when there's a capital letter issue for beginning of the sentence or not beginning of the sentence. So that is seals. Oh, sorry, it was actually, there it is over there, but it was actually this one because they drown. So it's same answer. Great. They threaten because they don't get enough what? This one I made a little bit difficult. As the plastics collect on the surface of the ocean, they block the sunlight from reaching the plankton. If algae and plankton are threatened, the entire food web may change. So there is your keyword, but what are they not getting? The plastics block the sunlight, and so sunlight is the answer. So what I did there was that I put the keyword in the next sentence. IELTS often does it, and your answer is in the previous sentence. Answer is not always in the same sentence as the keyword. And finally, affects animals. Ultimately, humans are affected because something becomes more costly, more expensive. Ultimately is there. Eventually, what becomes more expensive? There's costly, expensive. What becomes more expensive? An easy one, seafood. Great, and then on to this one, which is quite difficult. Characteristics of plastics. The key here is, can you find the paragraph? And that's why doing matching headings first was better. Because if you have to go and scan through the whole passage for these, you're just going to waste 5-10 minutes. Where's the paragraph? Characteristics of plastics. Do you remember? Of course, this was all about plastics. And here they're mentioning characteristics of plastics. I focused again on this structure because I know that IELTS loves these structures, and they always ask questions from the first, second, third structures. So there's our paragraph, but please read. We're looking for characteristics that are not mentioned. First characteristic, plastics are durable. What does durable mean? Long-lasting. Important vocabulary. I've seen IELTS use that word a lot. You should know what durable is. We can delete that. Secondly, and then once you've found it, it becomes easy. Low cost. We know what low cost is. Synonym for low cost, cheap. So that is mentioned. Third, malleable. I didn't change it. I thought of changing it, but I thought, no, I'll make it a little bit easier. So I just put it exactly as it is there. Malleable is mentioned. Great. What else? Do not biodegrade. Easy enough. Are not biodegradable. And that leaves us with 2. So our answers are A and E. So once you found the paragraph, pretty easy. But that's the difficult thing very often with this question type, is finding where it comes from. And doing matching headings first helped us with that. All right, so please let me know what you think. Let me know your score. Was it too easy? Was it too difficult? Reading passage 3 is on the way. Thank you very much.